welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. My name is Faith, and today I am going to be doing a dedicated review of the new ABH highlighter that is in collaboration with Amrezy. Amrezy, I'm saying that right, I hope. I wanted to make my review a little bit unique, and so I decided to compare this highlighter with 10 other very popular highlighters that I have in my collection that when I first was looking at this online, I thought might be very similar, but as you will see throughout the video, there's only maybe a couple of highlighters that I have in my collection that you could call kind of dupes for this, so I am excited to show you those, but I also want to show you how unique of a highlighter this is. I am wearing it today and wore this for the last few days, and I am absolutely in love with it. It is so gorgeous. This is the inside, and these are actual like indentations into the pan. It's so cool. I've never seen anything like this in terms of the packaging and the shade itself. Though it might look like just a light gold, it really is quite unique. There's nothing I have in my collection that is an exact match for it. So I really love this and wanted to show you some comparisons so that if you have any of these highlighters that I'm about to show you in your collection, you could kind of see right next to each other the swatches of how this compares and if it's worth it for you to invest in this, because it is pricier. I think it's $28, $38. I'll make sure to put that down below with the link to this so that you guys can check it out. So I have my swatch of the highlighter here, and I am going to be giving you guys close-up swatches as well. The first highlight that I wanted to compare with this was actually another Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter. It's one that I have from the Sun Dipped Glow palette, and this is the shade Summer. Here are the two side by side. They look so similar in the pan, so that is why I wanted to compare them. They are the same brand, so I wanted to see if they were quite similar. And from this far away, you may not be able to tell the difference, but maybe in the up close shot you can. The shade Summer is definitely more of a yellowy gold, and the Amrezy one has more of that like champagne, just like a very slight hint of pink. Okay, next highlight that I want to compare side by side with the Amrezy one is this highlight here from Lorac. This is their illuminating highlighter in the shade Starlight. I use this a lot in my videos. It's not as popular around YouTube, but it's a very nice highlight, and it's kind of in that light gold sort of shade range. So I will swatch it for you here. You can see it's quite pigmented, which is why I love it so much. You can really see a nice swatch of that there. Here are the two side by side, and right off the bat, the Lorac one definitely looks like just lighter and brighter, but still pretty similar looking, which is why I wanted to compare these two. But here in the close-ups again, you will see that the Lorac one is more of almost like a banana light yellow shimmer, whereas the Amrezy one has more of that pink champagne going with it. So kind of the same comparison as the first highlighter I showed you from ABH. I will stick with going with the high-end highlighters I have and then finish on the drugstore ones, which actually most of these are drugstore, which is kind of cool. I have two highlighters from Becca that I wanted to compare with the Amrezy highlighter. The first one is Opal, and I just have this mini one. Here are the two side by side. To me, in the viewfinder, these look the most similar in the pan, so I'm very interested to see how they swatch next to each other. I thought that this was going to be my closest highlight to the Amrezy one, but Opal is even more kind of pinky and champagne-y. The Opal one is so much more pink. Like, can you see that? This side is the Opal one, and then here along my arm here is just more of like a gold tone. So still very different. So I figured we'd better compare the Amrezy highlighter to Champagne Pop by Becca, Jaclyn Hill's collaboration with Becca. So let's get into it. Just side by side, this is what the two look like. Kind of similar. This one looks a little bit more peachy. So here is Champagne Pop, okay? And here is Amrezy. The Amrezy one to me looks lighter and a little bit more cool toned, whereas the Champagne Pop from Becca is really, really pink and golden and peachy. Okay, the rest of the highlighters I have are actually drugstore or just affordable highlights. So I'm going to start with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter. This is in the shade Golden Flower Crown. I thought that this one looked a lot like the Amrezy highlighter in the pan. Now that I'm looking kind of in the viewfinder and looking at them side by side, this one, the Wet n Wild one, looks a little bit more peachy, kind of like how Champagne Pop did, but let's swatch them side by side so that you guys can see. So here is, sorry I'm flicking you off. Here is the Wet n Wild one. Wow, that looks like Champagne Pop. After we're done with this comparison, I'm going to compare that to Champagne Pop. And here is the Amrezy. Okay? Again, the Amrezy highlighter to me, in comparison with the Wet n Wild one, looks more light and yellow, and the Wet n Wild one looks more pink and champagne. Now, just out of curiosity, I've never done this before. I've never swatched these two side by side. This is just like bonus product comparison that has nothing to do with this video. I want to swatch the Wet n Wild one next to Champagne Pop because those swatches looked so similar. Maybe I'm just... Those look pretty similar. Yeah, so if you are looking for a dupe for Champagne Pop, Wet n Wild Golden Flower Crown is the way to go. Okay, we have to move on from that because that is not the purpose of this video. So next drugstore highlight that I have is this one here from Essence. This is the Pure Nude Highlighter. Kathleen Lights, I think, is one of the first YouTubers that really got this hyped up and started to talk about it. And when I look at this next to this one, I think there's definitely some similarities. This one again looks a little bit more pinky, and this one is definitely more of a natural highlight. I know that just from using it, so it may not have as much of a pop to it. We will have to see. So here is the Essence one. Yeah, that definitely I think is going to be more pinky. And then there is Amrezy. Okay, to Amrezy, the ABH one is definitely more metallic. The Essence one is more natural and a little bit more pink. Next up, I have a baked highlighter from e.l.f. This is the Blush Gems one, and this one to me looked like it could be pretty similar. Now, whenever I look in the viewfinder, they don't look like as similar as in person. This one definitely looks a little bit deeper and more pink. So let's see. I'm going to first swatch the e.l.f. one right here. So there's the e.l.f. one. Again, kind of pink and natural. Geez, I have so many like pinky champagne highlights. That's one of the reasons I was so excited to get this Amrezy one. It's like that perfect light gold that's not going to be too dark on me, because I feel like a lot of gold highlights are just too dark for my skin tone. So again, there is the e.l.f. one, if you can see that, and then here is Amrezy. So definitely more of that light gold, very reflective. There's definitely a difference between those two. Okay, I have two more highlighters left. I'm gonna go with this one and then save this other one I have for last because I think this could be a seriously affordable dupe. But first, we're going to compare the Maybelline Master Chrome. This is the like original Master Chrome highlighter that they came out with. This is the 100 Molten Gold one. So let me show you these two side by side. Again, this one looks a lot like Champagne Pop, a little bit more on the peachy side, but let's see here. I love this highlight, such a good drugstore highlight. So here is the Maybelline one. Let's see how it compares to the Amrezy one. So there's Amrezy next to it. Again, the Amrezy one just has this unique lightness to it. Like, it just is so bright and metallic. I am in love with it. I'm like more and more in love with it as I'm comparing it to these other highlighters. Okay, the last highlighter I want to compare this with is a highlighter that costs literally $1. This is the highlighter that I used in my Shop Miss A full makeup tutorial. I will link that as well down below because I definitely found a gem, and it's this highlighter. This is from AOA Studio. That is a brand that Shop Miss A sells a lot of makeup from, and this is their baked highlighter in the shade Snap. Let me compare the two pans. I think they look extremely similar, but let's compare the swatches side by side. So here is the AOA one. Darn, I don't think it's gonna be a perfect dupe. I just don't think it's metallic enough. Here is Amrezy. Yeah, there's definitely a clear difference there. The Amrezy one, again, is just so metallic and bright. Honestly, the only one that really compares to this, in my opinion, are the Becca highlighters and the other ABH highlighter. Specifically, the other ABH highlighter. So if this video tells you anything, it's you need to get your hands on the ABH highlighters. So that is all 10 highlighters that I wanted to compare with this beautiful gem. I am obsessed with this thing. A+ on the packaging, especially how unique the interior is and how, I wish I could like show you how it's indented. It's so, so cool. It is absolutely stunning. Love it. And I'm so happy that I don't have another highlighter like this. I think that it's going to be very hard to dupe this. I don't know. I would love to see if you guys know of any dupes for this. If you guys do, make sure you comment them down below. But for me at least, this seems like a very, very unique highlighter that I would definitely recommend purchasing. Now for my very, very loyal subscribers who have watched through this whole video, which by this point is probably not that many of you guys, I'm going to give you a little tip, and I'm going to say don't purchase this until you see my Thursday video. I'll just leave it at that. So that is it, you guys. That is my full review and comparison of the Anastasia Beverly Hills new highlighter with their collaboration with Amrezy. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel and that you hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when I upload. My next video is going to be a very exciting one, so make sure you're notified, okay? Anyways, guys, I love you all, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!